Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here, I will present about review journal in research in mathematics education. And it's me, Citra Cahyaning Pertiwi, from Mathematics Education Department, Faculty of Mathematics and Science, State University of Surabaya. Okay, in this present, the content that I will sharing to you is about title. Yes, the title of research and the researchers. And the next about introductions. It is about research background. And then it's about problem solving. There are a literature review on problem solving. And the next about research method is how researchers take data and conduct their research. And the next about the result of the research. In here, we know that the researcher analyze the results of the research. And the next conclusion about the final idea of the research process and result. Next about the title. The journal that I have reviewed have title The Analysis of Students' Cognitive Problem-Solving Skill in Solving PISA Standards-Based Test Item. This journal by Dian Kurniati and Anas Ma'ruf An-Nizar from Mathematics Education, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, University of Jember. Yes, in introduction, we know that in this globalization area, the development of science and technology increased sharply. Mathematics education is also influenced by the development of science and technology itself. However, we know that in Indonesia, students' ability in mathematics is still low. Because of that, this research conducted the program of International Student Assessment PISA in 2012 on 15 years old students who delivered the results that the students' mathematics ability in Indonesia were ranked 63 from 64 countries with an average score of 3,075. And in 2012, it also obtained some data that from C level as the specified level of PISA, 42.3% students in Indonesia were still in level 1, and almost none of students take on level 6. Based on the result, it's so necessary to have lots of change made in order to improve the students' mathematics ability in Indonesia. So, because the goals in mathematics learning process in the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics and CTM, which states that the problem solving is not only the target in mathematics learning process, but also as the main tool to learn, of which is expected in learning. Students were able to build new mathematics ability through solving the appearing problem, applying the various strategies to solve the problem, and monitoring and reflecting the process of the problem. Yes, the goal of mathematics education stay in line with the NCTM. That an effort to improve reasoning and problem-solving abilities based on the Institution of Education Standard National in Indonesia. The entire competence are used and applied by using problem-solving process. Problem-solving in mathematics must be given attention because it will be determined in the success of mathematics learning process. The improvement of the problem solving and mathematical ability can be done by giving routine exercise. so that they become familiar with the test item, which are PISA standard. However, given a material was done before giving some exercise, the important thing in giving material is the teacher has to know that students' prior ability in problem solving. It is aligned with the Kirke's theory, which states that problem solving is the basic ability that is needed in learning process every day. So the purpose of the research was to describe the student problem-solving ability work into the test item of standard PISA and find out which stage become a point of students' weakness in problem solving. And the next, we will discuss about problem solving. Yes, the literature of problem solving. How about problem solving? Denker states that the problem is a situation that happens when someone has a specific goal to achieve, but do not know directly the solution. So this is the first definition of problem by Denker. And the next, problem solving in other definition, there are problem solving. A problem is called good if it fulfills the aspects such as accessible, developmental, revealing, and extendable. From this definition, we know we get the definition of problem solving is an overall ability, including the mechanical ability, systematic and this contextual that relate into one which is used to solve the problem or mathematics equation. So in PISA 2012 problem solving assessment, the process involved in problem solving are mainly, as there are four. And the first, exploring and understanding. Yes, exploring and understanding in here, which included observing, searching for connection, information, and data that are used but is not known directly. Understanding and relating the information with concept. And the second, about representing and formulating the problem, which include representing problem in form of table, graphs, or symbol, formulating problem, and determining the hypothesis. And the third, planning and executing, which set the plan to achieve the sub-goal till finding the main objective and to implement the plans that have been made. And the last, about monitoring and reflecting, yes, which include monitoring the process for each step, checking out the final result and doing the improvement if an error occur, and doing the reflection by using different solution. And then about the research method in here, the research method is descriptive study. We can call it qualitative. And purpose of research is analyze and explain the result of student ability in problem solving based on the test items of standard PISA and establish the the weakness of problem solving process. This is a subject, yes. There are 29 students, 7 boys and 22 girls. How about age? The age of 15 or was born in 2000. And how about instrument of research? Instrument of research in here, there are researcher, assessment rubric, test item of standard PISA, and questionnaire to measure the ability of problem solving and guidelines for the interview. About data collection methods, there are the test, interview, and questionnaire. How about the step during the method? the participant were given the test and questionnaire. Yes, after that, the result of test, yes, categories into the high, average, and low level. And then the categories high level, average level, and low level in here is election. Yes, election by using snowball throwing that is represent those three categories to conduct interview. And in this interview, we made triangulation so that the data obtained were more valid. And here, triangulation, it was a method used which compare the data. Yes, more than one method. Compare the data more than one method. We can compare using test and questionnaire method and with interview method. So the data obtained were more valid. Okay, about the result of the research. About the result of the research, based on the results of the questionnaire and the test about problem solving skill, we get the highest and the lowest score are 93.2 and 48. And from this, we get the categorization of score in problem solving. The first, score less than 64 and more than equal to 48 categories is low, and categories average if score less than 80 and more than equal to 64, and the categories high if the student has score more than equal to 80. Now, from the categories table, we get the score and categories of students' problem solving in here. And we make the code for every student, and the researcher, yes, make code for every subject. Yes, the code is from S01 until S29. And in this table, there are score and the categories of students' problem solving. And in here, at the next, the researcher choose the student with category high, category average, and category low. Okay, and in here, the researchers choose the student with code S01 and S04 to represent the high categories. And the student with code S02 and S05 to represent the average categories. And the last, the research choose a student with code S03 and S06 to represent the low categories. And from the results, we know that the student weakness in the problem solving are first, student cannot connect the information with the correct concept. Yes, it is the weakness that all of student cannot connect the information with the correct concept. And the next, student do not understand about the concept that relate with the problem. Yes, student not have any knowledge what about the concept is related with problem. And the next, student do not represent the data in the form of table, graph, or other symbols. The next, student tend to have an incorrect hypothesis. Student tend to have a plan that is too long, so it affects the student to implement the wrong strategy. Student do not check the final result. Student do not reply on the wrong part. And the last, student do not reflect by using different solution. This is the weakness in problem solving of the student. And about the conclusion of the research is the first. The student tend to do exploring and understanding stage very well. Yes, very well in this step of problem problem solving, while they cannot connect its problem with the concept. This is the weakness, yes. Now, and the next, how about on the representing and formulating? To be able to formulate the problem that are given, yes, the student can formulate the problem are given, but cannot represent in the form of the table, graphs, or other symbol, and student tend to arrange around hypothesis. How about on the planning and executing stage? On the planning and executing stage, students tend to set and do the plan that is one way. While on the monitoring and reflecting stage, students tend to do a monitoring in process that is used but do not check the final result and do not repair on the wrong path. And in addition, students do not do the reflection with the different solution. And the second conclusion, students tend to have weakness in problem solving, such as relating the information with the concept, representing the problem, arranging the hypothesis, organizing and doing plans, checking out the final result, and making improvement and doing a reflection. And about the third conclusion, the main problem is they do not do reflection by using different solution. Okay. I think it's enough for me to represent this journal. Thank you for your attention, and I'm sorry for all my mistakes. And see you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.